Hello, welcome. In this video we are going to go over the 10 most used chords. These are chords that you should take some time to memorize on ukulele. That way when you look up a song, chances are that you'll have all of those chords already in your memory bank. So make sure that your ukulele is tuned, and as always, keep those nails on the fingerboard hand really trimmed so that you can make all of these chord shapes nicely. Some of these chords will be reviewed because we've already learned them, but some of them are new, okay? So I'm just gonna go through them and yeah, we'll see. So the first one is C chord. Make sure you play that with your ring finger, thumb on the back. That is C chord. The next one is G. For G, we need the index and the middle fingers on the 2nd fret of strings C and A. And then the ring finger is going to be on the 3rd fret of string E. Notice how my hand is not parallel to the frets or to the fret wires, it is curved inwards. So make sure and pivot the hand inwards to make that fit. I'm using the back to really squeeze so that all of those notes ring nicely. The next one is F. We've played this one before. We just need our peace fingers. And we are on the 2nd fret of string G and on the 1st fret of string E. The next one, D chord, has different ways you can play it. I'm going to go through them right now and choose one that works well with your hand and is easy for you to play. So the first way to play it, we're going to use these 3 fingers, index, middle, and ring. And they're all going to be on the 2nd fret of strings G, C, E. If you try and play it this way with the hand parallel, they're probably not going to fit. So you need to really angle the hand in and curve, lift and curve, okay? So that's D right there. Another way to play it is starting with the middle finger and then ring and pinky. And the reason why this works is because these fingers are smaller, so there's more room. And another way to play this same chord is to bar all 3 of those strings with your middle finger. This way is much more uncomfortable for me, so I don't usually play it that way. But if it works for you, do it. Just make sure you're not touching A string. Make sure that one's ringing on its own. The next most popular chord is going to be A. And A, you need your peace fingers, and they're gonna be here. So middle finger is on the 2nd fret of G, and index finger is on the 1st fret of C. Squeeze that and strum. Now freeze. The next chord is A minor, and all we need to do is lift the index finger. A minor is a really easy chord. It's the middle finger on the 2nd fret of G. Next we have G7. You've played this before. It's the triangle chord. We have our middle and ring fingers on the 2nd frets of strings C and A. And the index finger on the 1st fret of E string. We're almost done, we're almost done. Next we have D minor. D minor is played with the middle finger on the 2nd fret of G. The ring finger also on the 2nd fret of C. And the index finger on the 1st fret of E. This looks a lot like an F, so you can actually go to an F shape and pivot and then add or tuck the ring finger back there. I like that chord, that's a really nice one. Remember to always keep the hand really curved. So that's D minor. The next chord is one of those shapes that you can move throughout the fretboard to change the chord, so it's a handy one to know, but it's also a challenging one. So this one is going to be B flat. We're going to bar the first 2 strings. We're going to bar string E and A on the 1st fret. And then pretend you are stairs with the middle and ring finger. So the middle is on the 2nd fret of C, and the ring finger is on the 3rd fret of G. So watch again. Bar and staircase. So this particular chord shape, if you move up the fret, 1 fret for all of the fingers, now you are at B. Move up, C. Move up, C sharp. So it's a really good one to know because you can change the chord depending on where you're at. So that's a good one to practice. And next we are learning D7. D7, we're going to bar the 2nd fret and then add the middle finger on the 3rd fret of A string. So this one's a challenging one. It takes a lot of strength, but it's also a very common chord. So these are the top 10 most used chords. Of course, there are many more chords to learn on ukulele, but if you want to have a really good foundation of chords to know to be able to play most songs, these would be it. So practice these chords, master them, play around with that B flat shape on different parts of the fretboard. You can also play around with that D7 shape, D7, D sharp 7. So those are especially good to practice. Once you have practiced those, come back and I will see you in the next video. Or a chord progression is a group of chords that sound really good together. I like using these whenever I want my students to memorize chords, whenever I want them to practice